Welcome back to Calm AF. I'm Kristen Finch, and this is episode 318, and this one's a biggie, especially for my energy managers and my people pleasers, my hypervigilant, self-sacrificing fixers. You know who you are. The one everyone depends on, the one everyone knows will help solve the problem, will hold everything together. You are the one who can walk into a room and take the energetic and emotional temperature before anyone even opens their mouth. If you've ever thought, I know I need to stop fixing everything for everyone. I know I need to stop energy managing. I know I need to stop saying yes to everything, even the things I don't want to do. And I know I do. I want to stop feeling like I am the one who is responsible for everyone else's moods and everyone else's feelings. Have you ever thought that, but then you don't stop energy managing and being responsible because you feel guilty? Then this episode is for you, my friend. Now, before we dive in, I want to make sure that you have grabbed, but you have also listened to the free private podcast, Hyperachiever to High Performer. This is where I go even deeper into the mindset shifts and the nervous system shifts that turn the constant overthinking and energy managing and guilt into clarity and calm and powerful forward momentum. You can grab the link and subscribe in the show notes, or you can find it over at kristenfinch.com. All right, let's dive in and talk about guilt. So here's the truth. Whenever my clients say, I feel guilty, 99.999% of the time, they haven't done anything wrong. I ask them, do you actually feel the emotion of guilt? Because if you do, the appropriate reason to feel guilt would be if you have betrayed someone, if you have harmed someone, and I don't mean upset them, I mean harmed them. Have you crossed a line? And no, they feel guilty because they said no to someone instead of saying yes. They feel guilty because they set a boundary or because they decided to take care of themselves instead of doing something else. They do these things and then they think, I feel so guilty. But here's what I tell them. You're not actually feeling the emotion of guilt. In this moment, you are indulging in your guilt story. It's a mindset. Guilt is a mindset, the way you are using it. You are just traveling this well-worn neural pathway that you've named guilt. True guilt is useful. It is the appropriate emotion that shows up when you have acted out of alignment with your values, when you've caused harm, when you need to make it right. But if we're being honest, you're not doing those sorts of things very often. So guilt shouldn't be showing up so often for you. It's not the appropriate emotion here. What you are feeling when you say, but I feel so guilty, it's the discomfort of doing something that challenges your lifelong identity, the caretaker, the smoother over, the sacrificer, the one who says, it'll upset him. So instead of doing that, because he can't handle being upset, I will handle it. I will handle this discomfort. But friend, you're not actually handling the discomfort. So I want you to imagine two circles of discomfort. There's yours and there's everyone else's. Now, you've gotten really good at thinking you are managing everybody else's discomfort because every time someone's uncomfortable, you jump in and you try and fix it. And it's not because you are some sort of like emotionally intelligent ninja. It's because you've never learned how to handle your own discomfort, especially when you can see someone else sitting in theirs. So it turns into this quiet resignation. Well, I tried to set a boundary, but then she got upset. And I can't handle the thought of someone being upset because of me. So I guess I was wrong about this boundary. I guess I just won't set it. I guess this is my burden to carry. But it's not. It's just a pattern. And it's a pattern that can actually shift when you stop jumping into other people's dysregulation. Stay in yours. Boundaries are not against your moral code. You know intelligently from your neocortex that boundaries are necessary. You even know that they're kind and loving. Boundaries are acts of love for the one setting them and the one receiving them. And letting someone feel a non-preferred emotion is not a moral failure. It's just discomfort. It's unfamiliar. If someone else is upset, I have failed. If someone else is uncomfortable, it is my job to fix it. If I take care of myself, I'm selfish. That's not guilt. That's conditioning. And we can outgrow that. You don't always have to feel that way. Here is what I often see in energy managers, especially my hyperachieving ones. You have unknowingly, subconsciously taken on the identity of the chosen one, the one who was designated by the universe to carry everyone else's discomfort, to keep everything running smoothly, to keep everyone else regulated, so you could feel safe. You were trained to believe that if someone else is upset, you caused it, and if someone is uncomfortable, it's your job to ease it, even if it costs you your own peace. Of course you feel guilty when you set a boundary. Of course you feel guilty when you decide to let someone else sit in their own discomfort, because you have been programmed to believe that your value comes from being uncomfortable so nobody else has to be. You weren't taught to regulate yourself. You were taught to manage everyone else as a way to try and feel regulated. But guess what? Doesn't work, does it? You don't feel more regulated. You just feel more hypervigilant about trying to prevent everyone's dysregulation. It doesn't work. It never did. And it's exhausting. So how do we make the shift? High performers know they are not responsible for everyone else's comfort. They have learned how to not absorb other people's feelings and make it their job to clean it up. They don't call it love to abandon themselves. A calm AF high performer mindset is being fueled by calm AF energy. They know how to hold discomfort in their body, not run from it. They know that other people's reactions are not problems to solve. And when they do feel that old, familiar guilt story pops up, they pause. And they're like, oh, I recognize this. Is this the feeling of guilt? Because I have done something harmful and I need to make amends, or is this my guilt story? Is this guilt, or is this my discomfort because I'm doing something differently, like setting a boundary? Is this guilt, or is this my brain trying to run the old program that says that I don't get to have needs? Everybody else does, but not me. And high performers don't let a well-worn neural pathway that is harming them run the show. How many times a day are you telling yourself, I feel guilty. I want to do this, but I'll feel too guilty. Here's what you're going to do instead. From now on, you will probably have an opportunity to practice today. Next time you catch yourself saying, oh, but I would feel guilty, or I do feel guilty, you are going to get yourself in a regulated place so that you're able to access your higher level thinking, nervous system first, and then ask, did I actually do something wrong? Do not complicate this. You do not need to think about the answer to this for 100 years. Is saying no because I'm just too tired wrong? No. It's uncomfortable, but it's not wrong. Is setting a boundary with my kids wrong? Absolutely not. Your neocortex will remind you everything you know about boundaries. They are loving. They are helpful. So it's not something I've done wrong. I just don't like the thought of them being upset. It's uncomfortable. Ask yourself, is it wrong? And if the answer is no, it's not guilt. It's your guilt story. After you ask yourself the question, then you name it for what it is. I am not feeling the emotion of guilty. I am practicing my guilt story. I am indulging in this old familiar pattern because even though I don't like it, it feels more comfortable instead of choosing the uncomfortable new path of setting a boundary and following through, saying no and then holding to it. I'm just unfamiliar and a little uncomfortable with prioritizing myself. It's bumping up against my identity as an energy manager and a people pleaser and the chosen one. And then you just redirect. It makes sense that this feels hard. It makes sense that this is the pathway that I'm choosing to go down. But I don't do that anymore. That's not who I am anymore. I am in the process of being a calm AF high performer. I just don't do that anymore. That's not who I am anymore. You are not harming people by saying no, even if it upsets them. You are not selfish for not fixing everything. You are not failing when someone else feels upset or uncomfortable. You can let them handle their own feelings and their own dysregulation. You are not harming people. There is no need for guilt 99.99% of the time. You are just growing into your new identity. You are rewiring your old neural pathways. I know you're going to have the opportunity to practice this soon. Make sure you do. What are you going to do to make sure you start rewiring this pattern? Because you can't do it with just willpower. You can't decide right now, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. You're going to forget. Why? Because your autonomic nervous system is stronger than your willpower. You need repetition. You need to expand your ability to stay regulated. You need support. All of this is inside the private podcast, Hyperachiever to High Performer. This will take you deeper into this work without adding another thing to your plate. It's time to get the support like a high performer, because high performers do not carry everyone else's stuff out of guilt. They protect their peace. They know that they are just as important as anyone else. They move forward with an empowered, calm AF energy. And you can do this too. I will see you next time.